the Whole Agenda Radio Show. I'm your host, Robert Peppino, and it is Friday night, wherever you may be listening from, maybe Saturday morning. But I want to bless you and thank you for being part of this broadcast as always. Without you, I would not be here. Thank you for making this show possible. And as always, at the beginning of, at the top of the hour, I'd like to say that we do need your support and donations. We are 100% listener-sponsored. And, gang, that means you have made this station exactly what it is. Without you, guess what? I wouldn't be here, and all the other hosts would not be here. So, again, first of all, I want to thank you, bless you for everything that you have done to make this station, this network grow exponentially as it has. But we need your continued support in order for this network to grow. You know, the bills get larger as we expand. As they say, the proverbial game has gone hot. And but by that being said, you know, the servers are larger. We had to bring the T3 lines in, which are very expensive, and we need your help to make those bills every single month. So again, you know, none of us get paid, especially me. I'm as poor as a church mouse. But you make this happen, and without your support, we wouldn't be here. So please, if you can, go to freedomslips.com, go to the support page, and help support the network. Whatever, you know, $1, even $1, $5, $10, whatever you can give. And times are tough. We know that. But whatever you can give is a tremendous help for us to continue to bring you this incredible information that we bring you throughout the week, that you will never get from mainstream media or the lame stream bought and paid for media. And, you know, Hawk's got great deals out there. Of course, 35,000 non-GMO storable seeds, storable for 25 years, by the way, for $100, or the USB bullet drive with the 900 survival documents for $50. Great deals. And you know what? If you can't, help that way, if you can't financially pull it out of your bank account, you can listen to some archive shows that maybe you missed that you wanted to listen to on YouTube. Suffer through the commercial, and it puts a few cents in the network of the pocket of the network, and it helps pay the bills that way. So again, I want to thank you and bless you for doing what you do, keeping me on air and everybody else on air. Now, it is the third Friday of the month, and as always, third Friday of the month, we have Alma Roehling. And she is our cosmic telepathic transcommunicator of Stargate 2012 and beyond. And for all of you who have been following this show since I started here on this network and previously, which is all archived, by the way, on www.thewholeagenda.com, Alma, through her cosmic channelings, through our brothers and sisters, have put forth the information through everything that we are experiencing right now. In other words, they have been enlightening us into the reality of what is to come. And believe me, gang, it's not all doom and gloom, because there's a lot of wonderful things coming out from all this. And certainly we're certainly getting to the point, let me put it this way, that we are no longer being enslaved in our own mind. And this is the bottom line, is that we've enslaved ourselves through the thought process, through what the powers that be have deemed to be our enslavement. And what has that been? The process of the monetary system, the process of wars, the process of the so-called justice system, and it all follows hand in hand. And we are breaking free from all this. And I have to thank Alma, and I have to thank William for being part of my life and being a participant on this radio show, which has helped all of us to see a greater picture, an enlightenment that is coming upon the whole human race, which we're now finally seeing come to fruition. And it's an absolutely wonderful and an ecstatic thing. And I'm not saying that the tough times aren't happening, because they're happening right now. We can all see that. But the bottom line is, it is what comes after all this. The beauty that we will experience after all this is going to be wonderful. So without further ado, I want to welcome Alma and William both to the show. Alma, William, it's a pleasure to have you both. The conversations we've had in the past have been incredible. The channelings have been extraordinary, and I can't wait to hear what we're going to hear tonight.
Hello, Robert, and good evening to all the listeners. And I'm going to speak on your behalf. Since we've started, this is going on 2.5 years now. This was not my intention when I first called you on the radio, when William Rain was going to be your guest speaker.
I remember clearly.
Remember that? And you guys could not get through to him. He could not get through to you.
Do you remember Ed and I thought he was playing a joke on us?
Yes. And I was just listening, and you guys kept trying, and I know, Ed Grimsley was trying to get a hold of him, and he was trying to get a hold of you guys, and nothing. So I remember my first message that was through automatic writing. I was on my desktop with a little desk there. And when I got the message, my hand started shaking, and it gave me this message saying, call the radio station, and I didn't want to do it. I was scared. I go, no, I don't want to interrupt. Call the radio station. They will not be able to communicate, with Mr. William Raehling. And our brother William Raehling. He says, you must call and tell them. He cannot communicate to them, and they cannot. There's been obstructions or interferences from above as from below, from both sources. And I said, but I don't want to do this. I don't want to interfere. And my hand shook again, and they made another one. Call the radio station. He's being blocked. And he is being blocked. They will not get through to him until after the program is over. After the program is over. So that's when I called you, and I told you, you guys will not be able to, get through the airwaves. There's been an obstruction, and my guys are saying that it's going to be after the radio program is over that you'll get through to him.
And you were absolutely right.
And that's when it all started. So it's been 2.5 years now.
It's been 2.5 glorious years, by the way. And I've gone through my ups and downs. And boy, gang, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I have to look back and laugh at it myself, going through the going through the childish phase in my life, I have to say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're growing up. We're learning.
Everybody grows, right? Everybody grows.
Yeah. You came over to visit me here in San Diego because you were curious. You wanted to know what was going on. And I knew that. The universe knew that, too. And
but I didn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, they gave you more signs. They gave you more info, and they gave you beautiful messages. And that's when they told you, as a radio host, if you would accept the universe coming through the vehicle, which they call me a vehicle.
Right.
And that's when they gave you a free will choice if you wanted to put this out into the masses. And you said yes, and they gave you the name. The name did not come from me. The name came from the universe. Mm-hmm. And I hope the audience will check it out because it's the Tower of Babel. But the universe called it the Towering Lighthouse of Babel.
And gang, but really quick, Alma, just so you know, I know that I don't announce it as the Towering Lighthouse of Babel show.
Mm-hmm.
I call it I do call it the telepathic transcommunication of Stargate 2012 and beyond with you, of course, because that's what it's really known to be. But that's what they wanted us to call it, and it's all archived under the Towering Lighthouse of Babel. You can listen to all the shows. Listen to me. You can listen to all the shows that have been archived on thewholeagenda.com. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out. Go ahead, Alma.
No, I'll explain to the audience why they gave that name. It's correct what you have said. It's the 2012 and beyond, radio series. But the Towering Lighthouse of Babel, you have the Tower of Babel, which is biblical. But they gave you the Towering Lighthouse, and they explained it to you. They said lighthouse represents our true lighthouses. They are a light for the ships to come into shore so they'll have safety. But the Towering Lighthouse, towering would be a constant evolving lighthouse, making it bigger and it growing, and the light growing each time. So it has a dual meaning. That means it's a lighthouse that will continue to grow and evolve, and the light will continue to shine until, they told you, it's going to cross the ocean to every continent. That's what it means. The towering, it's a continuation of growth, going across land and across the oceans. That's what they said.
And I definitely think we're doing that. I definitely think we're reaching as many people as we possibly can and growing exponentially every week. Yes,
and it will come to the point that the universe wants it to go. Everything is in their hands. And there's a reason why we're on this program. But I will say that there are also other radio programs that have come to my attention, other information as well, that are also channeled by others.
Yes.
The universe, remember, they said we are all channels. The only difference is we come for certain specific purposes. Some of us throughout the planet. Everyone's a channel. The only thing with me is that they call me a transmitter and a receiver of their transmission. And the only way that I say it's trance, because I am in a trance, and this is my mission. That's why I call it trance and then mission.
Yes.
These are my mission, this full trance state. And I'd rather have it that way because I do not want to be conscious. I don't want my ego to stand in the way because we all have it. And I don't want my conscious state in any way to interfere with the messages.
Makes
sense. I prefer, maybe criticize me for being a full trans, they call me trans channel. I don't approve of that. The trans channel. I'm a transmitter, and I give forth the transmission from the universe and allow myself to be a vehicle for them. And I am not under any type of possession, as many have stated. This is totally different. I don't have time to explain it, but this is totally different. And by being a transmitter, that's all I'm doing. I'm a radio. I'm receiving the waves that they send to me, transmitting them through my vocal cord, and their energy telepathically goes on my vocal cord, and mix with my sound vibrations of my vocal cord, and the different guides, spiritual cosmic guides, or from the angelic realm, they come through. This is not possession. So this is what I want to explain. And I'm not a medium, as many people call on from the spirit world. I have those abilities as well, but it is not my purpose and mission on this earth. But I do so only when it's absolutely necessary, when they call upon me. I don't call upon the spirit world, and I do not interfere with universal laws and break them. And I want to make that very clear. Because
and absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. But also, I don't want to, negate what you're saying, but also you were just here for the UFO Congress, which is wonderful, by the way. Everybody, I was going to be there, but there was no possible way for me to be there because of my situation at home. But William and Alma were both there last year, and we had a wonderful time. And this year I wasn't able to go, but they were both there. And I know you had a wonderful time. You got to meet a wonderful array of people, and I also want you to talk about that as well.
Yes. I'm going to have my husband, William Roehling, just say a few things about this, International Congress conference. The message that I got over at your house when we were there, and the Congress, we went to visit you.
Yes.
And this message that I got, I just transcribed it. It took me about a couple of days just to get every word in its proper place and order through automatic writing. So this needs to be said before the second hour. So let me pass to my husband.
Okay, and really quick, I just want to give a quick explanation. When Alma was doing what she was doing, she wasn't in a full channel state, okay, trans-channel state.
Semi.
She was in a semi-channel state, and she was using automatic writing. And believe me, it was an incredible thing to witness, because actually this was the first time I actually witnessed you doing this, and it was extraordinary. And I was looking at this, was going, my God, you're going to transcribe this? And she's like, oh yes, I can transcribe this. William's going, yeah, we can. I was astonished and amazed. But you'll get that in a minute. But William, welcome, and let's talk about the Congress for a minute.
Thank you, Robert. We had a very, very nice time. We were there from the 12th to the 16th, and they said it was the largest audience so far. I didn't think it was, but there was quite a few people there, and they had a different array of speakers this time. We enjoyed it very much, Robert, and we saw just a few of the main speakers because of we had a very busy schedule, but we had a chance to see Hyman Lassan. He was probably the biggest draw of the whole thing, and our friend Mr. Robert Bingham showed up, and he did a daytime UFO calling, which was on Saturday morning, probably about noon, and he did call down a beautiful cosmic ship. And about 40 people got to see it, and they recorded it, and he did make a video on YouTube about it. Also, Mr. Robert Bingham did, and his assistant, Eva, and they're beautiful people, and we're going to hopefully see him on Sunday for a special UFO calling again for his second year anniversary of coming out into the public of him being a UFO summer, as Alma and I both do also in the evenings. And Robert, we are hoping to get out there on Sunday to be there with you and Eva. Anyway, Robert, the UFO Congress, we're looking forward to next year also. There were so many speakers that it's hard to even, I can't remember the names of all the speakers. Everything was great. It really was. And I wish you were after
track of all the people, huh, William?
Yes, it was. I mean, all the names that just flew right out of my head just now when we were talking about. The only reason I'm saying this is because there's so much to talk about right now. It was a little more important this that Alma had transcribed from the automatic writing about Ison and what's happened after it was partially neutralized behind the sun by the illusions of light. And I'd really like her to get into this. And if we have time, we'll go back into this. How about that?
Sounds perfect. Let's do it.
Okay, Rob. I'm going to give it back to her right now. Hold on, please.
Okay.
Okay. We want to get this out of the way just in case, so that the public will hear some of this information, and in the second hour, I don't know who's going to come through. But if they gave me this message over there in Arizona, and we were attending the conference and we went to visit you, it's important. And I know they'll probably be saying something about this, and more so. I have no idea who's going to come through or what they're going to say, but I wish to translate this for you real quickly. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Let's do it. I'm curious.
Okay. The first page, as you remember, was in like art. It's like little dots and lines.
Yes.
But the number 7 was the first thing that was put on paper, the number 7. And then it was a ball that was streaming from the heavens and then down to the earth. And there was a ball that represented the earth, and this ball with tails of debris following it was also to the automatic art. And there were also on the tails of the debris of this ball that was heading towards the earth were some figures that they wrote it out here what they are, okay? So the translation would be this. This is automatic writing. It's almost like shorthand, but it's different, and it's very fast.
Right.
It's faster than typing on a typewriter. So the translation is this. It says, left position is what it said, left position. And I put in parentheses, question mark, Isan or Nibiru. I put it down because I didn't know. And then it said, it is under the planet you call the sun. That sentence is always, the universe refers to our sun as a planet. And I always found it strange. Well, they always say that, but they say the same thing. It is under the planet you call the sun. It is now being controlled to pass and not cause the destruction or devastation it is prophesied. For it has been broken up. It is the nucleus only. The wings that you see are energy, and the orbs that you see towards the end, at each end, are magnetic wings. These are our spacecrafts. We call them motherships. We are guiding this comet Isan further away from you, from your Earth, to pass your Earth without causing more disturbances, as it has already caused your instability on your sun, with massive ejections of solar flares that could have caused great harm to your satellites and all electrical instruments and disturbed your way of life. With our ships, we have taken the solar ejections from the sun, captured them onto our ships, which are shields. Shields that are aboard these crafts we call mother planets. Or we say to you, we have these ships that are as large as your moon, orbiting your sun, and also guarding the moon as well, to maintain a balance upon the planet, your moon, and your sun. This comet Isan will pass. But we say, that it will cause minimum damage with Earth movement due to its magnetic pull and push upon your planet. It is like being in between a sandwich, which you call sandwiches you eat. This is really cute the way they put it. It's a sandwich.
Right.
It is.
Right.
I mean, this is the first time I heard this phrase. It is like a sandwich that you eat. It says, we are placing our energy shields between your planet and our ships and Comet Ison, you see? So you have the Earth, you have the energy that's in between, Comet Ison is inside, and then the ships. It's like a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sandwich. And they call it the push and pull. Okay? It says here, fear not, for all shall pass, even though you will experience minor quakes. Now this is important here. They say minor quakes, but to us on Earth, we think of it as major ones. But here they say minor quakes in some areas of 5.5 and above. And in some continents, 8.5. Now, 8.5 and above is pretty strong for us.
That's huge. That's huge.
That's huge. But they're calling it minor, you see?
I wonder,
to them it's minor.
I wonder why they call it minor. Is it that on their realm, have they experienced those much larger?
Yes, they call this minor. But here, that means that when we get the greater one, they would be in the 9 points and above.
That's huge. That's huge for us.
That's huge. And by them saying these are minor quakes of 5.5 and above, and in some of our continents, 8.5 and above, and in California, 6.6 and above. Says, but these shall pass, and all nations will assist one another in your trials and tribulations. With this statement, it means that all nations must come together to assist one another. These are trials and tribulations. Even though they're minor, they're still going to affect. They're going to affect us all. But without their help, it could be so much worse. That's why I want to make an emphasis. And it says here, we continue, but we say unto you that many cities will continue to suffer these weather extremes, such as you are experiencing at the present moment around the world. And it says, it is not over. In big letters, it is not over. These are only the first woes. This is the first time I've heard this expression. These are only the first woes. As a woman is getting ready to give birth to her child, or a rebirth, the pains come first. Then the new birth begins of a new era. This is very important, the way they put it. You know, women, before they give labor, they start having some pains, but they're stretched out in time. 10 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, and 3 minutes. So these are our first woes until the woman gives birth. The same as we will be going through a transition of a rebirth or a new birth. Like the first pains came first for this new birth. Then it says, more shall be given unto you regarding these climatic changes and earth changes, and the cause of this comet Ison, which has been broken up, but the nucleus remains and shall pass. And then it goes on, as for your friend, the friend that that was visiting a radio host, and the questions that you had, they call the radio host, your question shall be answered through candle scrying. And for our sister Renee, we shall assist her, your mother. And for you, Mr. Robert Peppino, they're saying that they will assist you and your mom in this. And then they say, William, our brother and husband of this vehicle, your questions too will be answered as well in the scrying. You are all blessed. We ask only that you maintain your faith strong and believe that we are assisting this planet and protecting the human race so that you may all pass these trials and tribulations. Do not fear, for we are with you all, Juno. That's my primary guide, Juno. So, briefly, he said a lot. And I thought they were going to also talk about Planet X or Nibiru. But it's what I'm feeling now. They're more concerned with ISON because ISON affected the sun. The sun's flares and ejections affected the Earth. The Earth has a core that's unbalanced too. Technological experimentations on this planet has added to all these changes. So they're concerned now with the remnants of ISON coming and passing through. And I think some of those fireballs that have been seen in different parts of the world are those remnants of the debris of ISON until it passes.
Well,
they call it minor.
Well, I agree. I mean, but here's the thing, though. You know, following the American Meteor Society, looking at the fireball increase since, you can go back the last 2 years, they have doubled almost every year. Last year, the fireballs that were seen worldwide were, and I'm talking all of them now, I'm talking with fragmentation, with delayed sound, and with sound, were above the 3,500. And already right now, what we're witnessing is we're already at 450, or it could be bigger than that right now. I haven't checked today, and we're only in February. So I just find it curious, could that be part of ISON? Could that be also that Nibiru will never come close enough, Planet X, but it's bringing all that debris in right now, because this is one of the things I've said, Alma, is that, you know, we're looking at all these fireballs coming in. Could it be that one of these big rocks is going to hit the ocean and cause, you know, maybe a tsunami worldwide? And that's maybe...
Remember, they said that.
Yes.
Robert, they said it.
Yes.
And, at the end of 2013, the last transmission, they were already mentioning all this. The debris, from both of them, from ISON, from Nibiru. They were already explaining what the pressure would be, what the effects would be on Earth from 2013, the end, and the beginning transmissions. They were all pre-warning us little by little each month. So I think because, I was telling my husband, you know, Nibiru is such a massive planet, massive.
It is big.
You know, and it's come around, every 3,600 years. Each time it's passed, it caused a certain amount of devastation and perhaps the end of certain civilizations, or perhaps also the dinosaur age. There are many hypotheses here, but it has caused an effect on Earth. The problem is that our society now, our civilization has grown and has now reached a level of technology, has reached a level now of scientific advances in all fields. And we as a human race are very valuable to them now in our stage in our evolution. And they're really watching us closely with the development of new experiments and, you know, weapons of war. They are very concerned, okay? So I believe all of them got together. The Benevolent Legions of Light, our Cosmic Brotherhood, they got together. And all the councils got together to prevent such devastation as it happened each time Nibiru would pass by. So they said this with the other transmission, how they were assisting in this, because they have to preserve mankind. They have to preserve a beautiful planet. So they're all together. All the councils of light voted on this. They all came together with their technologies, with their huge, massive, ships. They are surrounding the planet. They are surrounding the moon. And they are definitely surrounding the sun. So all this has been on all the podcasts. Right now they're concentrating on ISON because it's still there, and even though it's broken, it's still releasing some of the debris. And then I'm thinking later on they will then start speaking about Planet X.
Mm.
until it passes.
I find, that one of the things that they've talked about, too, is, I asked them directly, and I believe, because you listened to all the transmissions after you come out of your channel state, one of the things we talked about is overpopulation of the planet. And we're looking at such an overabundance of population on the planet that, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but, they are allowing certain devastation to take place to depopulate the planet to a certain degree because the planet can't handle the amount of people that are on here right now?
They phrase it in a different way.
Right.
And throughout history and in all biblical scriptures, there's a mention of certain events that transpired on the planet and certain devastations that took many souls from this planet. So in this age and time that we live in, the devastations would be greater. But they also call it the harvest. Each time masses leave this planet, they call it a harvest, because in between that harvest, you have malevolent souls and you have beautiful, righteous souls, that give up of their own essence and life to be taken from this earth so that malevolent souls will be leaving this earth as well. You see, so the harvest is just like a gardener. You pull out weeds, and unfortunately some of the flowers or fruits will come out, you see. And I believe that, like you said, this is one way of cleansing the planet, of purifying the planet and the human race. It's a cleansing period, a purification period, a cycle.
Right. It almost sounds like a catch-22. In other words, we've done it to ourselves. We've overpopulated the planet. So we're going in through this time frame or this time period where the Earth needs to cleanse herself to a certain degree, but then they are stepping in, our Cosmic Brotherhood are stepping in to only allow a certain amount of things to happen in order for the population of the planet to come back down to a manageable level once again. That's the way I'm kind of seeing this thing unfold.
Yes, it's unfolding that way because they see a bigger picture, They have many scenarios already, like many people that have been guests. They haven't been abducted. Many on the planet are guests. They've taken aboard crafts for further lessons and enlightenment to prepare them for whatever their missions and purposes on Earth. These are not abductees that suffer any type of traumas or experimentations of any kind. This is different. Now, with that said, those that are here on the planet bringing enlightenment is to tell humanity that we are evolving, with a higher consciousness, the new race. And with the new race, weapons of mass destruction either have to be respected by all nations to use for benevolent purposes or totally dismantled. And if they don't do that, our Cosmic Brotherhoods will do it.
And we can see throughout all the people who have come out as whistleblowers talk about all the dismantling of all these nuclear weapons worldwide because they knew they were going to be used for very malevolent purposes. So they basically come down here and shut them all down at this point.
Once that's done, what I have had in many messages, which are not on the radio, they've come in through other means, is that when the human race reaches a higher level of consciousness and a cosmic unity, and all governments respect each other, and all governments who are evolving and, bringing new technologies and weapons to use them for benevolent purposes with care and respect. But if not, they would end this because they see a peaceful world, and they see a peaceful world where populations will have free will to travel, become galactic citizens, where we may be living, some on the moon, some on Mars, or in other planets that have life. So population would not be a problem anymore. It would be our choice. Those that want to stay here on Earth and experience here. Those that want to go to the moon. Those that want to go to other planets that will sustain our life. So that will not be the problem. The problem is reaching that state of a higher consciousness, of brotherhood, of respect for all nations, all cultures, all people as one. And to respect our technology. And weapons of war only to be used for peaceful purposes, but not for destruction. And the sharing of technologies and free energy, all this is to come.
When they come down to the basic ideals of what they've probably gone through, through thousands of years of evolution, is coming down to responsibility, self-education, self-worth, self-reliance, to understand that when you are living in this physical plane, that you have to be responsible for the plane that you are living on. And this is truly one of the reasons why we have reached this precipice, is because we have been completely irresponsible towards ourselves and towards the planet. And this is one of the main reasons why they're here, because they're seeing our own self-destruction. And because they are a part of our creation, they realize that we are children still playing with matches, and they're waiting for us to get out of that infantile stage in order to grow up, to get into that mode of understanding and learning. Would you say that's correct?
Yes. What they say is that this planet is such a beautiful planet that's envied by so many races and so many, galaxies in this universe. We are taking it for granted. Mother Earth, or Gaia, whatever name you want to give it, is part of us. We are intertwined. It is truly our mother. It nourishes us. It feeds us. It supports our life. And Father, Son, makes all things grow, provides for us. Our mother moves well, because it's a trinity. The trinity, we all depend on one another. There has to be a balance. And if we misuse and mistreat this planet, it's clearing itself, it's purifying itself from the damage that we as humans
And they always tell us, Alma, they always tell us we are unbalanced. We are constantly unbalanced. And that makes absolute sense to me.
We're not taking care of our planet as being integrated as part of us, or our nature, our life, all plant life, animal life. My gosh, we are responsible for all of it. We are the gardeners, and we are not taking care of our garden. We're the caretakers. So we need to go back to that basic foundation of balance. And the seasons also have to go back to the balanced state.
Yes.
And they want also the 12-month calendar, they wanted to go into the 13th-month calendar, which will bring about balance. And I don't know how they will ever come about for it to be a 13-month calendar year.
And 13, as you know, is a very powerful number. It's a very powerful, positive number, because 13 is 1 and 4 as well. It's a hugely positive number, and people have always mistaken it or have been misled to understand that it is a negative number. Again, the powers that be use the ability to transform the ideals of what things truly should be into their to their perspective, in order to create the imbalance or negativity, in order to continue their control construct, The
number 13, and many of the numbers, depending on what you place your value, whether it's numerology or the Kabbalah, astro, knowledge, it's all depending on each culture, what the interpretation is. We base it on the Christian method of interpretation, because on earth, when Jesus walked among us, he had 12 disciples. He was the 13th vibration.
Right.
The 13th vibration was that of unconditional love. The 13th vibration is what through him he was in contact with his legions of light. He even said so. My legions of light could come down and save me if I wanted to be saved.
Right.
See?
Right.
So he being the 13th vibration, that is of unconditional love. You see? So that unconditional love vibration was also used by the ones that oppose the greater light of unconditional love. So they twisted it, okay? So mankind learned and were led astray to believe it was an absolute negative number.
Right.
And they gave it that power. So if you give it that power, that's what it's going to be for you.
Look at the stupid movies they came out with, the Friday the 13th movies based on horror and slashing and killing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is exactly how they use the positive to create the negative, to put the fear in people's minds.
I've been on buildings, Robert, that they don't have a 13th floor.
That's exactly right.
The number 13, but they do have a 13th floor, but they don't mention 13th floor.
Right.
They skip it. They go from the 12th to the 14th.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
Which is crazy.
Exactly.
You know, people will still be on the 13th floor even though it's labeled 14th. Mm-hmm. But if you believe that it is bad, it's going to be bad for you. You're going to manifest what you're believing in. You're going to put that energy. You're going to manifest it.
And they know that. And they absolutely know that. And they use that against us as a fear tactic. Absolutely, Alma.
Not only just that alone, but through many other, references and belief systems. They twist it.
Oh, well,
you can manipulate it to fear.
Right. The 33 degrees of masonry and the almighty seeing eye of the pyramids, that has 33 degrees of masonry on there, and there are the threes in succession, 3 and 3, exactly, which is extremely positive numbers, but they take those numbers and invert them to use them on a fear tactic for control, not even a fear, just for control in that manner.
Yeah. The 3, 2, 3 is a double trinity. Okay, a double trinity. 3, 3 is a triple trinity. That's what they're hoping for, is a triple trinity, for us to advance to that. So you have the first trinity of the 3, then you have the second trinity, then you have the third trinity. So these are not negative numbers. These are all very highly advanced vibrational frequencies, and you go back in the past, and you study the Knights Templar and, all of Masons, the legends. Everything's based on some truth, but some lies that are also misleading humanity, you see? Just like, in the days where the cross that signifies unconditional love was used for wars. Believe me, any savior, master, or avatar would not want their symbol to be used,
right?
To fight battles and to kill millions of people.
Right.
That is not right. So all faiths have to recognize this. You cannot use these righteous symbols of unconditional love and peace to go out and fight wars.
I'm just curious really quick. If you think about third dimensional life, have they maybe manipulated the thought process, or maybe the reality of this third dimensional life that we live in, this physical third dimensional life? There are 33 degrees or 33 levels of physical existence in this third dimensional level, to where maybe you reach the next dimensional level. Just a thought.
Yeah, that is, when we go to sleep, for example, why do we sleep? There's a reason why we sleep. It's not just to rest. We sleep because our spirit goes and experiences other lives, whether it's in another planet, whether it's here on Earth. So you can have multiple experiences in your dream state, where your spirit can double, can triple, can go into so many different levels of different realms of existence.
Right.
It can go into the parallel dimensions. It can go into the dimension where you can reach your loved ones and communicate with them. It can go into another planet and your spirit there. And then in another part, you're here on this earth. You may...
Okay. Gang, looks like we lost Alma. We're going to try and get her right back. These things do happen. Powers that be are always trying to cut her off, by the way. So let's try and get her right back in here. Just give me 1 second. We'll add her in. They do this kind of garbage all the time, unfortunately, and it's disturbing. But you know, it's the powers that be. It's not even the powers that be, but it's the malevolent beings who are attacking the time, trying to cut her off. And but by the way, they do this to me. Okay, you're back.
We're back.
We got cut off.
Out. It blacked out.
Yep.
Okay, but we're back.
We're back.
So that's what I was saying in your dream state. We are fed a certain element, a certain energy that comes from the ethers that maintains our bodies alive while our spirit is out of our body. And it can be out and experiencing many dimensions, okay? Multiple ones, like you said. It could go up to 33. I mean, that's the highest. Anyone that experienced that 33 dimension, 33 degrees, you know, in the masonry, 33 degrees of master is an Atman. A 33-degree master is an Atman. So that's another topic that we can go into further.
You know,
but,
I would like to do that next time if we can. And
yeah,
but just that in the first hour, maybe next time.
People don't understand that their spirits are like a computer.
Right.
They're an accumulation of every past life that has been lived and experienced. And all of it is in your computer. It's in your spirit, and it goes with you to the next lifetime, to the next lifetime, to the next lifetime.
All right.
It's a massive computer.
Absolutely, but I want to do this because we need to plug the UFO San Diego Society as we do every month. We only have like 2 minutes here before we go to break, and I want you to do that. And gang, listen, for all of you living in San Diego, this is very important because they do sky watches. They have the meetups. This is monthly. It's very inexpensive. Alma and William bring incredible speakers every single month. Plus, they have the sky watches. It's very inexpensive to join the UFO Society, plus to be a member of the Skywatch. And let me tell you something. These two have put together something so extremely special, so wonderful, to give you an experience to literally open up your mind to something that maybe for you first-time listeners out there want to experience and see it firsthand for yourself, and they're offering it to you at a nominal price. Alma, William, please give out that information.
Yes. Right now, we started with the San Diego UFO Society. I was a member for 25 years, and I just took over as the director for the San Diego UFO Society. We present the scientific part of this phenomena, and we bring international speakers, and it is costly, and for us, this is a labor of love, okay? And through this, we offer the spiritual side to the equation of our cosmic brotherhoods and the connection with us, and how disclosure will affect the human race, but on a spiritual basis. And that's for the Stargate 2012 and Beyond series, which are meetup groups in Spanish and others in English. Then we have the New Era Institute, which we're going to start a healing center The healing center basically is of those that need healing of the mind, healing of the body, healing of the...
Everybody to the Whole Agenda Radio Show. I'm your host, Robert Peppino, broadcasting to you right here at Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. And, of course, I want to thank each and every one of you. It is the top of the hour, and I would not be here if it was not for you. You make this show possible. Without your sponsorship, without your donations, I would not be here, as the rest of the hosts on this network. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But we need your donations to continue forward, to enhance, to expand this network. And if you can, please support the network. Simply go to the support link at freedomslips.com and donate whatever. $1, $2, $3, $5, whatever you can. Times are tough. We know that. They're getting tougher. And all of us who are listening to this network and participate in this network know this. But we need to continue to spread the word to reach as many people as we can. We've enhanced the network through the T3 line, and it is extremely important that we continue to do what we do so we can grow the network. And again, without you, we would not be here. So please donate if you can, whatever you can. It's truly appreciated by me and everyone else here at the network. It keeps the show on the air. And you know what? If you can't do it monetarily, like I always say, you know what? If you missed the show, go to the archive section at freedomslips.com. For the YouTube videos and just suffer through the commercial. You know what? Helps put a few cents in the pocket of the network, and it's tremendous help as well. Now, for all of you just joining us right now, it is the third Friday of the month, and with the third Friday of the month, we always have our telepathic trans communicator of Stargate 2012 and beyond, Alma Guthrie, and the first hour we've really been touching upon everything that's going on. Alma and William were at the UFO Congress, and I had to miss it this year, unfortunately, because of my own situation here at the house, and you all know that. I've been talking about it for the last 9 months. Situation with my father. But, I was really hoping to be there this year, but I couldn't make it. But they had a wonderful time. And, they had dinner here at the house, which they're always invited every single year when they're out here in Arizona. And she did a candle scribing, more or less, kind of like a half channel in a certain sense. And automatic writing was taking place at the same time. And it was a group, half channel that she did for a group of us, and it was quite wonderful. And she explained some of the information that came through, and it's such a deep conversation. We'll get into even the personal side of it, which we really didn't do, but the common ISON. This is one of the things that I talked about, which I said I never thought it really broke up, and here it was, through the through the cam scribing and the automatic writing, that it never did break up. But she talked about the nucleus and the fireballs we've been seeing, which I've talked about. But now she's getting ready, or she is in a full trans-channel state. And William, by the way, monitors her, and he has to do that because going into a full channel state, it's like holding an electric charge that can't be dispersed. Holding that electric charge, and you guys should know this, holding any kind of electric charge will, cause burning or burn outs. It needs to go somewhere. It needs to disperse that energy. And, I'm so glad that we don't have any commercial breaks throughout the full hour shows, only at the top of the hours, because if that was impossible, she would have a very, very hard time with this. So let's find out if she's in full channel right now. William, is Alma ready?
She's not quite ready yet. If you want to give it just a moment, she'll raise her hand when she's ready.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So let me go back to the fact that she's able, gang, and I've probably talked about this before, but she's able to do multiple things. She can do just a candle scribing, or she can go do automatic writing, or sometimes it'll come in unison, or sometimes she'll go into a half-channel state, which I have seen her do as well, which pertains to one of my family members, which was quite incredible, by the way. And this was last year when that happened. And not to give too much away, but I had a family member pass away, and to help one of my family members, she was being given information at that time when this particular person passed away. And to say the least, the information she was giving and what we experienced were so mind-blowing, even to me. And I've been doing this, gang, 2.5 years, as Alma stated, with her on the radio. But to experience that with a family member and to see it come to fruition all within a very short period of time through the death of a family member was, to say, incredible, mind-blowing. I witnessed it firsthand. What she said, what would occur, did occur, and mind you, this is half-channel. In other words, she's awake, she is getting information, and she is passing that information forward as it's coming through her. So it's like a semi-conduit, I guess. And that information comes through her and says, pay attention to this. This is what's going to happen. Oh, by the way, I just saw this. Pay attention to this and look at this. And as this whole thing took place, and really this is more for a family member, and it was a personal loss for everybody in the family, but it didn't affect me like it affected somebody else, and I'll just leave it at that. That it helped her release so much guilt that she had in her life, though she still holds on to a lot of it. I think to a certain extent, it helped her understand a little bit more of what life truly is and the reality of what things really aren't. In other words, the illusion of what we've been led to believe is this so-called life, which is quite incredible. And I remember, I'm not going to detail here, but I remember watching a certain transformation take place, and it was quite incredible. I believe Alma is ready, and we're going to find out who's going to come through right now. So let's go forward. Please, welcome to the program.
Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Okay, we're ready.
Here we go.
Is this your voice, Bob?
Yes, it is.
Do you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Welcome to the program. And who are we speaking with?
I am one of the guardians.
Hello, Guardian. Welcome back. I was hoping you were going to come through tonight.
Yes, we are not finished. We are not finished. There's not enough time to continue on what we need to say. There are various ones that wish to speak, so I will go in a speed that you must forgive me if I speak this transmission, so that another one of great wisdom will come through as well. Is this okay with you? You use this word okay. First of all, are you listening loud and clear?
Yes.
We wish everyone to Listen, there is much fear among the populace on the planet and great concern over many celestial bodies that could be very destructive if they come near your earth. And there's much information. There is truth, but there are lies woven with those truths. We say unto you, use your own discernment of what feels right, what feels comfortable for you to understand. What is too confusing, what is too complex, what is misleading, what is doubtful, set aside. For if you continue listening to these energies, then it will instill fear, and that through this fear, all that will be manifested throughout your world is that what you fear the most. But if you find those truths through your own research, through your own discernment within you, or your higher truth that speaks to you, then you become enlightened to know that you have the power to save yourselves, not to depend on any institution. Depend on yourselves. For we are all assisting without breaking universal law or taking away the free will of the masses on this planet. We are guardians monitoring all events. As we have said before, the human race is evolving in higher consciousness where another strand of DNA is becoming activated, and within your own brain cortex there is also an activation of higher learning, of a thirst for knowledge, of questions, of saying to yourselves, who am I? What is my purpose here? And am I truly alone? Or do these cosmic races, or extraterrestrials we call us, exist? They are questioning now what your connection is with us. They are questioning what their connection and purpose is on earth. They are questioning what their own lives are and how they can improve them. They are questioning all their governments, if their governments are working for the benevolence of all their inhabitants and providing their needs, or are they not listening to the masses and only enriching themselves and controlling all those on this planet who have lost their own free will to speak up or to act? Now, all nations on this world are going through this internal turmoil, but it is of an awakening process. They are all questioning, and they are all now speaking forth. For they want changes that need to occur to balance the world, to bring balance and stability to the planet and the human race. How can you do this? The only way is by awakening your DNA, by awakening your cerebral cortex to a higher degree than what you use now, to prepare you for your next level in your evolution. This awakening process is light that is fused with particles from the God source, which is beyond your comprehension, and this light is entering, touching all the hearts and the minds and souls of all inhabitants, bringing about a balance. So there is much discord throughout your world in the minds of all the inhabitants, for now they are questioning their own faith. They are questioning their own governmental institutions, for they want equality. They want peaceful nations. They want governments that work for the people. They want to share in all of life's resources. They want to be treated as equal. They want to enjoy life as all powerful nations have. The lesser nations wish to share in that. So there is a calling now throughout the world for equality, for balance, and for acceptance, for respect, and for sharing this beautiful planet, all its resources, all that is needed to sustain life, to be shared with all. We say, this is the process of the awakening. This is the process that will lead you to your next level in your evolution. But above this is the spiritual transformation that is taking place. And that spiritual transformation is within. It is not exterior. It is not from your own temple. This light is within you. This transformation is occurring within you. It is not external. It has nothing to do with these temples of worship. It has all to do with your own temple of worship. But that is not to say not to respect and to love your temples of worship. They are only the housing that you may enter to find greater peace and to respect your faith, to respect your traditions. But the greater truth lies within you, in your own temple that connects to all that is, to the source, that connects to the I am present, that connects to the Trinity. Whatever you wish to call your creator, Father, Mother, God, or the source of all that is, and that connects to you, which you are all the sons and daughters, and connects to the third, which is the Holy Spirit. What is the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit is the essence, that spark of light, that particle of creation that is within you, making you that co-creator with the God source. You are those sparks. You are that life form that was created to become co-creators on earth, creating new life as a father does with his wife. Now this is creation. You create your offspring. Now there are other forms of creation through experimentation. But if these experimentations go against universal laws, these are not the life forms. They are balanced. They are not of light. They are of misuse of your own personal gain or power or for controlling the masses through greater technological advances, or for the purpose of cloning other animals or cloning other races of humans for various purposes, or mixing the DNA with other life forms, plant or animal. There is a balance in the universe. And once it reaches an imbalanced state in any planet, certain things occur. Those things that occur is what you call here on Earth karmic. This is done through a collective consciousness, or it is done through the planet itself, or through a governmental institution, or through a religious institution. You all have karmic patterns to be purified. You all need to become balanced in order to move forward into the next evolutionary state. You are all witnessing these turmoils. You are all witnessing internal revolutions at the present state, for all these inhabitants wish equality. They wish to share all the world's wealth and resources. And you now are experiencing the imbalance right now of Mother Gaia, as she is trying to purify and detoxify herself. You are all experiencing the imbalance that is at the inner core, the imbalance of the sun with its massive solar ejections. These technologies you have now experimented on Earth, which are weapons of mass destruction, are a great threat to all mankind. For all world leaders that have these weapons must recognize they all must be held for peaceful purposes, and no nation can take these weapons without the approval of all other nations in their own councils. For all these weapons must be under strict control and guarded, only used for peaceful purposes to defend yourself against any massive threat that may come from your outer space. Now we say unto you, if these weapons of mass destruction throughout the world are not respected in their use, we will dismantle them if they do intend to use them for any purpose that is not of benevolence, for your own preservation of this beautiful planet and safeguard humanity. There is a reason why certain technology advances are given to the human race. As from the beginning of time, these gifts were brought upon the human race to advance your civilization in all aspects, whether they be scientific, whether they be of food product that you needed to consume to survive, the fire that you needed to cook your food to survive. You needed tools. You needed these advances to come out from a primitive state into a state of oneness, of humanness. But say this, you are not all the same. You are all a mixed race of genetic material from many and various cosmic races. We are all one. So you are aliens as we are aliens. But we will one day meet with you as you will see us as part of you, regardless of our physicalness being different from yours. But the majority of these races are humanoid looking, and a great majority are just like you, and we walk among you, you will not know the difference. So yes, there is variations of life throughout the universe, and there is life throughout the universe. Sentient beings, benevolent beings, and yes, there are many galactic federations and confederations and legions of light. They are all legions of light. This is the name that this vehicle was given to call upon them as legions of light. For we are on guard and we protect the planet. Now we say unto you, these things that have been falling from the skies, these threats of fire, of balls of debris, coming from this comet Ison, they are being seen throughout your world, various degrees, and they diminish, what they call themselves throughout the world, your scientists, when they come into your atmosphere, they disintegrate. But the greater ones do penetrate the shield, and they may enter, and they may hit some parts of your planet. But we say in a minor sense, but even so, this will cause on certain earthquakes. Now, this has stated before, and it was stated again, that we wish you all to prepare only without fear and not depend on foreign assistance or your own governmental emergency assistance, for they will be very busy, called upon in many areas. So you must then take heed for all humanity, for your own personal lives. Responsibility is first. Providing yourself with the necessary food supplies and your waters, medical supplies, whatever it is to preserve your lives for a period of 1 to 2 months until this planet Earth or these events transpire. You will be safe. In many parts of your world, there will be many souls that will be gone. But we will say the doves of peace will come forth and take the souls throughout the world. But there are also the black ravens. The black ravens will also take their own. So this is the time of illumination, and this is the time of the ascension of both the righteous and the unrighteous. But the righteous choose to leave, choose to sacrifice themselves, so that the weeds, as we call the harvest, unfortunately, when you pull these weeds out, these flowers also will leave with these, what you call the chaff in the harvest. Now, the second coming is also a subject we wish to discuss at the second time. Now, there are many references to this, but know this, that we do not break universal law. We do not take away the free will of the people. We will not come in mass and land. Do not look forward to your salvation coming from us, but we come to assist you. We come to maintain the planet Earth alive and the human race continue living so that you may evolve to a higher spiritual state of humanness and become more humane before you become galactic citizens. When you become more humane and become one peaceful race throughout the world, you will then have entered into the next step, the next level in your evolution, and then this contact will begin. as for a disclosure of our presence. That is already being achieved throughout all your world, for all your world leaders will come in accordance and in agreement when the time will be. But it won't come when you expect it. It will come in a twinkle of an eye. For this will be when humanity probably will least expect it. And we say unto you, be prepared, but be not afraid. For this is part of the evolution process, and is part of the awakening process, as it was in the times of Columbus, when your world was considered to be flat. It was proven that it was not flat, that it was round, and it is not round, if you know this. It is in actuality a slight oval shape. But we say unto you that is not the matter that is important. The matter that is important is the transition from one truth, from one reality, to another higher truth and a greater reality, from one day to the next day. That is how it will occur, from one day to the next day. Fast, like the twinkle of an eye. The moment in time we cannot give unto you, because it will be a collective process by all world leaders. And if they do not come into an agreement, then it will be a collective process by all human souls and all the nations, bringing the truth forward. And know this, that it will come. But it will not come from us interfering with your free will, for this will be breaking universal law. If there are many ships that are seen throughout the world, then it would not be us. Then you must question, where are they coming from? What races would these be? Are these benevolent races? What are their intentions? Or are they from your own man-made craft throughout your years that have been made? So this is the question you will ask yourselves. For they, if they come, if they are allowed to come, they will then be here for other agendas. And you all must take responsibility for searching for the truth. Now, the truth is within you. No, we cannot break universal law. We cannot take away your free will. All we ask is that the human race raises their vibrations to us. Call upon for the benevolent universe, benevolent guardians, to continue assisting, continue monitoring. For we have placed many of the malevolent races on quarantine with our massive ships. They are as big as your moon. We are surrounding your moon with our ships and surrounding your sun, protecting this planet, surrounding this earth, watching all events without interfering. But we do assist in maintaining your water and your air, your foodstuffs, from poisoning you, so that you may still maintain a level of life, continue to evolve, continue to live. This is how we assist without interfering. We go into your volcanoes. We go into our bases to balance your inner core of this planet with the assistance of some of the races that also live beneath your earth. We also assist others in other confederations. We join with them. There are many races. There are many federations, confederations, many legions of light. We work primarily with the legions of light. Now, I know there are many questions from the audience and from the host of this radio. But we only came briefly for another great soul wishes to come through to speak to you. We only bring you these warnings of love and peace. These things from these comets, these elements that are falling, they are just particles. Some are small, but some may be bigger. And the force may cause this earth movement throughout your world. And we say just to be on guard and prepared for whatever event may occur. But we ask you not to make moves that aren't necessary unless you see that that event will then affect where you live, especially in the coastlines. If you have quakes, there are above 6.6. If they come in consecutive order, 2 of 6.6 and above, we would say unto you, consider only moving away from your coastline. But greater signs will be seen in the heavens. As we warned, as others warned, look for these signs of the colored light. Look for strange sounds in the heavens that are sounding loud and clear. For know then that that part of that earth, that area in your planet where you live, where you see the signs and hear the sounds, there will be an earth movement of a greater scale pressure. So then you will then take care of yourselves and your families with your proper preparation, your faith and your prayers and your love for yourselves, for your loved ones, for all humanity will be your salvation. Nothing else. Unconditional love and service unto others is your salvation. Maintaining a balanced life will be your salvation, and welcoming benevolent cosmic races that have always been with you and guarding the planet and making sure that this beautiful planet and the human race will coexist with us when the time comes that you will all become galactic citizens. I must leave now because another great master will come through.
Okay, well, we only have about 12, 13 minutes left, so let's the other master come through right now, please. And I had a couple of questions, but it's very difficult to get in because I don't want to interrupt any of you when you're speaking and giving this information that you are.
I'm here.
Hello, Econ. How are you?
I've been waiting, but I don't have enough time.
I understand.
But I will speak to you. You are doing quite well.
Well, thank you.
You are maturing as I am. I am now an adult. I am not a teenager. I'm an adult. And I am what you would call an advisor on your plan. On your planet, they call them counselors. I'm an advisor on one of our crafts. You see the movie Star Trek? Many people see this movie.
I've seen it many times.
They have a counselor, and the counselor gives advice to the commander. Then I'm also this type of counselor that gives advice to the commander when I am on certain ships. And I come briefly to say to you that you have made great progress, as I have made great progress, and to assure you that we have always been protecting this planet and the human race. And we wish to inform all that you must always think positive and think that you will manifest what you wish to manifest for your futures and for the planet and for humanity, knowing you have us assisting you, knowing you have us protecting you so that you will continue to evolve and move to the next level in your evolution. You are not alone. We are here for you. We are here because we love you. And we are so proud of you and all who have enlightened to these truths, and to all who are listening. There are many throughout your nation now that are listening. And we wish these messages to be spread across your oceans, across your continents. And this will come about as well. So this is the good news. And that we love you. We're with you. We have never left you. And we are with this vehicle and all loved ones. Peace unto you, my brother, and my very special friend and companion in another lifetime. That's why you are continuing this broadcast. And no,
Econ, I would never stop this broadcast just because of you.
I am saying you are continuing this broadcast because this truth has been within you. You were already on the airwaves with this information. We came to only add to that information about our existence to bring greater enlightenment to your public and to prepare them for whatever is to transpire with faith, with love,
Yes.
and hope. We have always been with you, and we have always been with all humanity and with this vehicle of our sister. We bring you our love and blessings and peace until we come back to your program once again.
And I want to thank you, and of course I love you tremendously, and everybody else here on this network loves you, and everyone, the Guardians, yourself, everyone, did you know, and Estapi, and everyone else who comes through to give us the information that we need to be aware, not to live in fear, but to be aware and to understand what it's all about and our transformation into the into a new consciousness of enlightenment. And I can't thank you enough for all that you have done for us.
You are all blessed. In this lifetime, you all chose to be here to witness this transition, whether you want to accept it or not. Everyone here on earth chose to be here at these times and to be the ones that will bring on the new era of the sixth sun, not Nibiru. For many may be saying that planet X or Nibiru may be the sixth sun. It is different from this, which will be explained at a future time. But all humanity must know that the truth lies within each and every one of you, and your salvation is upon you. Your salvation depends on you. It is not from others. So become your own light, create greater light, and share it with others. And give of your love and services to others. That is your salvation. That will be the balance that will be created on the planet. What is needed for us to make a presence known throughout your world and you will know. We will know when that level of achievement has arrived. We need 20% of the human race to reach this level of enlightenment before we come en masse throughout your planet, for we will not be coming and breaking any law or taking away your free will, as others may do so or may come to mislead humanity. This has been the warning by many of the guides that have come through this vehicle. Now I will leave so this vehicle of our sister may rest and you may continue with your program.
Well,
you are enlightened and we are proud of your progress.
Well, thank you very much, Econ, and I'm proud to be a part of this and to be part of this growth for myself and for everyone else who's listening to understand what's going on and to really be enlightened and understand their own personal reality as they evolve through this whole process. I'm certainly grateful for being a part of all this. Thank you.
And Dora wishes to speak to you, but this will be at another time.
And I look forward to speaking with Andorra on the next time around.
Yes.
Econ, I bless you and I love you. You know that. And,
yes.
And I will speak to you soon.
Yes. Yes, and peace to all.
Peace to all. William, we got a couple minutes left here. I wanted you to give out that information on the next Skywatch UFO Society meeting so people can attend if they want to. And I really encourage everybody to do that because it's such an important thing. And gang, you're hearing this, not only from our brothers and sisters from above, but from William and Alma themselves, that this is part of the process of enlightenment for ourselves, to understand, not be afraid, to understand what's really ahead of us. And it's a really bright and wonderful future if we allow that to happen. William, go ahead.
Well, Robert, we will be coming out with those dates next few days on our websites, the San Diego UFO Society Stargate 2012, or our San Diego Legions of Light UFO Skywatch. We will be sending those dates out in the next few days. And but I will get back to the UFO Congress. And some of the speakers were quite interesting. One of them, his name was Aaron Sagers. He was